In 2022, a projectile slammed into the concrete balcony of a safe house in Kabul, instantly killing al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri. His family, sitting inside the very same house, remained unharmed. There were no scorch marks, no fire, no blast wave. The weapon responsible for this strike is the AGM-114 R9X, a classified munition widely known as the Ninja Hellfire. Military engineers originally designed the AGM-114 to crack heavy Soviet tank columns moving across the plains of Central Europe. As the Cold War dissolved into asymmetric counterterrorism, the United States found itself dropping a weapon engineered for heavy armor into densely populated city streets. A standard Hellfire carries a high-explosive anti-tank payload. Upon detonation, it generates a lethal blast and fragmentation radius of 15 to 20 meters. This creates the right seat, left seat dilemma. If a high-value target is sitting in a vehicle next to a civilian driver, military lawyers and strike commanders are often forced to abort the mission. Explosive collateral damage has long been a strategic liability, alienating local populations and fueling recruitment for the very groups the strikes are intended to dismantle. The Department of Defense and the CIA needed a way to neutralize a specific target in a crowded environment without triggering a chemical explosion. Engineers gutted the standard Hellfire's explosive payload, replacing it with a 49-kilogram inert metallic core and 6 skeletal steel blades. Milliseconds before impact at Mach 1.3, the fairing ejects and the blades swing outward, expanding the weapon's lethal cross-section. The kill relies entirely on kinetic energy. Traveling at supersonic speeds, the massive hub and deployed blades act like a speeding anvil, physically crushing and severing the target. Forensic analysis of strike debris shows the blades can tear through a specific passenger seat while leaving the vehicle's chassis largely unburned and the driver physically unharmed. By trading chemical expansion for kinetic mass, engineers reduced the lethal radius to a mere 1.5 meters, localizing the destruction to the precise footprint of the blades. A weapon with a 1.5-meter kill radius leaves zero margin for error. If the missile misses by 3 feet, the target survives. This precision requires the MQ-9 Reaper drone, an aircraft capable of loitering overhead for up to 27 hours to wait for the exact moment a target is physically isolated. Operating the R9X requires a staggering intelligence architecture. Human informants and signal intercepts must track a target's pattern of life for weeks to establish a predictable window for a strike. During the missile's terminal dive, a remote sensor operator uses high-definition optics and laser designation to steer the blade hub onto a specific spatial coordinate. The bladed missile itself represents the final, kinetic stage of a strike. Its success depends entirely on the multi-billion-dollar intelligence network providing the guidance. Engineering perfection cannot fix human error. The system's effectiveness is capped by the quality of the intelligence gathering behind it. If the intelligence network flags the wrong individual, or if the target switches seats at the last second, the R9X will surgically execute an innocent person with mechanical perfection. Adversaries have already begun adapting by moving operations into subterranean bunkers and heavy concrete facilities, environments where kinetic blades are ineffective. A zero-collateral weapon does not prevent the military from striking the wrong primary target. It only ensures the destruction is contained to that specific point. The R9X functions as a strategic enabler. By practically guaranteeing zero civilian casualties, it makes lethal strikes more palatable for civilian policymakers. Commanders are exponentially more likely to authorize decapitation strikes when the risk of public backlash and diplomatic fallout is removed. This creates an ethical paradox. Critics warn that a weapon which kills surgically may normalize extrajudicial assassination as a routine tool of statecraft. Removing the horrific visuals of collateral damage does not mitigate the geopolitical chaos, regional instability, or retaliatory violence that follows a strike. It simply lowers the threshold for pulling the trigger.